One of the most common questions we get here at FreedomTax Accounting is how do I know if my business qualifies for PPP2 or PPP Second Draw, or how do I calculate the at least 25% reduction in revenue so I can meet the requirement to apply for the PPP Second Draw. That's what we're going to talk about in this video. Hello from Freedom Tax Accounting. We're an accounting firm where we have been providing quality tax and accounting services now for over 20 years. If you're new to this channel, we provide strategies for small business owners so they can achieve their financial goals. This video is being recorded on April 13th, and we always emphasize the date on the recording on any video relating to the PPP, because this loan program has been constantly changing. So there may be things we discuss in this video that can change as soon as tomorrow. So that's the importance of subscribing to our channel. That way you're always up to date with the most current and correct information relating to the PPP loan program. Okay, so once again, one of the most common questions we get here at Freedom Tax Accounting, that we are providing consultations to our clients or people or other businesses that are not accounting clients. They almost always ask us, how do I know if my business qualifies for the PPP Second Draw or the PPP2? So let me show you. Okay, basically, remember that if you got the PPP1, okay, remember that starting now, and it has been extended until May 31st, you can still apply for PPP1, okay? But if you already got PPP1, you can apply for PPP2 or PPP Second Draw. But in order to apply for PPP Second Draw, your business has to show that it had at least a 25% reduction in revenue requirement, okay? And you have to meet this requirement in one of two ways. The first way you can check if your business can meet the reduction in revenue requirement is to compare your 2020 annual gross receipts compared to your 2019 gross receipts, or basically compare your 2020 annual sales with your 2019 annual sales. And if 2020 is at least 25% less than 2019, then you can apply for PPP2. If you don't know the formula on how to make this calculation, stick around, because we are going to share the formula a little bit later on in this video. Okay, now if you compare your annual sales, once again, if you compare your 2020 annual sales compared to 2019, and if you don't meet the 25% reduction in revenue requirement, there is a second way that you can be eligible to get the PPP2, okay? Is comparing the 2020 quarter gross receipts with the gross receipts of the same quarter in 2019. We suggest that you first start comparing your 2020 annual sales with your 2019 annual sales, because basically that's a number that you can easily find on your tax return. But if you do this formula of the annual sales and you don't meet the 25% reduction in revenue requirement, you can still check quarter by quarter. It's a little bit more work, but you can check if you don't meet the requirement using the annual sales, check your quarterly numbers, because we have seen many cases where actually there have been businesses that their 2020 sales are larger than their 2019 annual sales, but they found one quarter in 2020 that meets the 25% reduction in revenue compared to 2019. So you have to compare first quarter 2020 versus first quarter 2019. second quarter 2020 versus second quarter of 2019, third quarter 2020 versus third quarter 19, and fourth quarter 2020 versus fourth quarter 2019. If you find one quarter that is at least in 2020 25% less in sales compared to the same quarter of 2019, you are eligible to get the PPP2, even though your 2020 total sales may have been more than 2019. Now, in most cases, I would recommend to start with second quarter because most businesses that we have seen, this is the quarter that they meet the reduction in revenue requirement. Why? Because in April, May, and June, second quarter, were the months that a lot of the shutdowns happened. So most likely this will be the quarter that you will find your revenue reduction requirement. But check every quarter. And if you find one, then you can apply for PPP2. Now, why is this important? We have seen that there are several lenders that you apply for PPP1 and PPP2 at the same time, which it's a good service, and I will not mention names, but there is a lender out there that allows you to apply for PPP1 and PPP2 at the same time, and then they send you your PPP1 loan documents for signature. You sign PPP1, and in a few days, then they send you the PPP2 application documents. Now, remember that to get PPP2, you don't have to show the 25% reduction in revenue documentation to get PPP2. But when you apply for forgiveness for PPP2, you must show the documents to justify the 25% reduction in revenue requirement. And I fear that people are getting the PPP2 application, they're just signing it without checking first if they apply, and then these people are going to have issues when they apply for the PPP2 forgiveness. So if a lender sends you a PPP Second Draw PPP loan application, before you sign it, make sure that you do this exercise, okay, to make sure that you qualify to get PPP2, okay? Now, what is the formula, okay? How do you know if you got the at least 25% reduction in revenue? So basically, you take your 2019 amount, and the amounts can be the annual amounts or it can be the quarter amounts, okay? So you take your 2019 annual or any 2019 quarter amount, you subtract the 2020 amount, you divide by 2019 amount, and you multiply by 100. Okay, so once again, this is the formula. Take your 2019 amount, either annual sales or the total amount of a quarter, you subtract the 2020 amount, you divide by 2019 amount, and multiply by 100. Let's see an example, okay? Let's say that my 2019 amount is $150,000. This can be my annual sales, or this can be the total sales of a quarter in 2019. So let's say that my 2019 amount is $150,000. My 2020 amount is $100,000. So I take 2019, I subtract 2020, I divide by 2019, and I multiply by 100. Once again, this is the formula. So let's take it. It's 150,000 minus $100,000. That equals 50,000. So that 50,000 I divide by my 2019, which is 150, and I get 0.33. 0.33, I multiply by 100, and that's 33%. So if the number you get here is 25 or more, you are eligible to get your PPP2, okay? So once again, this is the formula. You take your 2019 number minus 2020, divide by 2019, and you multiply by 100, okay? So basically do this before you sign any second draw or PPP2 application that any lender sends you, okay? Now remember that we are providing consultations. You can contact us at this phone number, and you can also visit our website. We are still providing PPP loan application as a service, or we are also providing consultations for PPP, for EIDL, or for the employee retention tax credit. So this is where you can contact us. Remember that we are also part of Freedom Group, where we also provide immigration services, real estate, insurance, and financial planning. So we can help you in many ways, okay? So once again, thank you for watching this video. I hope it has been of value. So like and share it with other business owners that can take advantage of this information. Remember that we are praying for you. We are praying for your family. We are praying for your business. And let's get through this coronavirus pandemic together, okay? Thank you for watching. God bless you. Bye-bye.